Welcome to AchieveMEN. On the AchieveMEN channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. AchieveMEN is a platform dedicated to men who are striving for more. Men redefining success, leadership, and fulfillment beyond titles, trophies, or expectations. Here, we explore real stories and struggles and real growth. I'm your host, Victor Diali. My friends call me Victorious Victor. And today's episode is titled Redefining Success Beyond Titles and Bank Accounts. Success isn't just about wealth or recognition. It's about alignment, purpose, and peace. And to help us unpack this powerful theme, I'm joined by two accomplished gentlemen who have lived and led through transformation. First, Achievemen Opatola, a distinguished real estate professional and president of International Real Estate Federation, FIABC Nigeria's chapter. He is also the founder and principal partner at Olawale Jordan Company, one of Nigeria's leading real estate consulting firms. With a solid foundation in banking and over a decade of experience in finance, Akin transitioned from real estate, becoming a chartered surveyor and registered valuer and internationally accredited mediator. Passionate about mentoring the next generation of professionals. Also joining us today is Chris Ogbaisi, an accomplished entrepreneur, wealth creator, and motivational speaker with a background in economics, insurance, and risk management. Chris has led major financial institutions, including his tenure as CEO of Spring Life Assurance under Enterprise Bank. Today, he channels his experience into structured finance, business advisory, and agriculture investments, while mentoring young professionals across multiple sectors. Together, we'll be exploring what it truly means to live a life that's not just successful, but significant, one that balances ambition with purpose and achievement with impact. Welcome back. And welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's really nice to have you in the studio today at AchieveMEN. We want to talk about success. You are both very accomplished men. But I'd like you to talk a little bit about success for us. You see, society defines success with wealth, recognition, going up the corporate ladder, and things like that. Let me ask you, first of all, Akin, why do you think this leaves a lot of men so empty in their lives? I mean, I relate with a lot of men by reason of the work I do, and I see that a lot of men tend to feel so empty. Why do you think this definition leaves a lot of men empty?
Okay, good one. So the challenge typically lies with when you try to measure your life with somebody else's life. I think it's bad. You must have your own calling. You must have your own purpose also. Follow your own journey. Yeah. Everybody's journey will be different. Yes, success is good. The definition of success means different things to different people. But you see, what you believe in is critical. As long as you're happy with it, yeah. I think you should measure success in your own way. Society there's a lot of pressure now, naturally. You look at your neighbor, look at your secondary school peers, yeah. You look at, generally, you see what is happening outside, and that pressure is there. But most importantly, are you happy by God? Are you happy by yourself and by family? And I think if you follow those things, then you're good.
That's quite interesting. Chris, what do you think?
Success to me is actualization of one's dream.
Okay.
And it's very key, and that's what I want every man to quickly look into. If you have picked fat bank account as a success,
yeah,
it becomes your definition.
I see.
But that is external validation. But purpose driven is another major thing. When you wake up from, while you're still, maybe you are from the very low background then,
Yeah.
and you're seeing yourself that, oh, I want to have high-rise XYZ places.
True.
It's a dream. Yes, so actualization of that dream becomes success. I might not have fat money in my bank account.
Okay. Okay.
But maybe by virtue of partnership, SPV, I'm able to have that high rise. I've accomplished. That's external validation.
So you're saying that everyone needs to define success for themselves.
It's an individual thing.
Individual. However, Akin, you will agree with me that growing up, especially in this kind of society that we are in, we see our neighbors doing things, we see our neighbors' children, they have certain things that our children don't have and are asking for. We see our classmates living in certain neighborhoods and estates, and we don't have access to things like that. We see children in schools, they're going abroad for summer, you know, and when you come back to school and they ask you, where did you travel to? You say, I went to the village, you know, and it becomes a challenge for a lot of people, peer pressure. Join that with what we have in our society today, talking about social media, the power of social media and what people see. How do you think that social media is putting pressure on men especially to keep up with the Joneses?
Awesome. So that pressure is insane. I feel it. I know it's everywhere. Social media can be for good, and it can also have its huge challenges. So you see, my colleague touched on it.
Yeah.
You must have your own definition
Okay.
of success,
Yeah.
and you must follow it through,
All right.
no matter where the pressure comes in from. And I say that because you must also understand your core values and be consistent.
Yes.
Follow it through. For instance, I read real estate in school.
Okay.
I am now doing what I had planned to do. Are there several people that are more accomplished than me? Yes. Am I trying to benchmark, whether using social media or not? Absolutely not. I'm happy. I'm contented. I am absolutely consistent. I will not jump from one place to the other because, hey, my neighbor is a medical doctor. He has 2 cars.
Yes.
He carries the children on vacation. Oh, no. And I would also like to bring it home and to also speak to a few men that, look, the way we also train our kids to be strong-willed. Whether you go to the village, there are essential things they will learn.
Yes.
Where they
Correct.
go to.
Correct.
And things like that.
Correct.
So whether it's a village, whether it's overseas, travel is travel, and they will
Yes.
learn some key things.
Yes.
And those things will also form their own character even as they grow up.
And even overseas, maybe all they learn is shopping.
Like that.
They learn how to shop. They go to the big malls and all of that. And the person goes to the village, learns some critical skills for leadership and for growth. Let me ask you, Chris. Is there any personal experience that made you begin to question this definition of success that people have had in terms of wealth, in terms of, you know, personal ambition, fat bank accounts and things like that? Is there any personal life experience that made you start questioning it?
Yeah, thank you very much. While I was small,
Yes.
I was brought up on the streets.
Oh, you're a street boy.
And while I was in school, I intentionally developed that thing that, no, sorry, I hate poverty. So how did I start? I started moving with the, not even middle, high net worth individuals' children. So what do? Know how we behave. We are the boys. They don't know anything, Abi. But I was learning then to say, when I get to the houses, I'll look at the parents, I'll look at the houses, I'll say, okay, fine. Those are the concept of what I want to have for myself in future.
Oh.
Now, it got to a stage, I was with even the likes of the Saidi Legushi and co, who all went to Lagos University, we were all together, same set,
I see.
economics. So that propelled me a lot to success, because most of the time when we were sitting down, and you know, I was staying in one estate called Ogbaisi Estate. So most of the students there, they will say, his parents stay there. I will not stay with my parents. I rather rented apartment away, because so that they won't even know me.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You know, those things made me to see success as, sorry, they don't have two heads. They have one head, like me. So, and their parent made that wealth, I'm going to make my own and leave. And while I was in NYSC, I saw people preparing CV. And I asked a question, it was a jamming question I asked myself then.
Yeah.
Can I have IRI? Can I build this empire by seeking for a job? By preparing CV? I just said that to myself, Chris, no, you won't. It's not possible.
That's amazing. At that stage in your life.
I said, yes, it's not possible.
Yeah.
So while I went back to Lagos, I went to meet a friend. Sorry, can I be selling something for you on a commission? Because I know that's the only way you can make money. You are open. He said, why not? So he introduced me to his uncle. He said, okay, you can give me a stipend, you know. So I'm just an husband. So, but anything I sell, give me commission on it. He said, okay, discuss with uncle. They took me there and I said, okay, fine. I was selling soap.
Wow.
You know, I'll do the soap. I'll put my rucksack. I'll go to the market. I'll get the sample. I'll get suppliers.
Okay.
I deliver it. With that potential, so which I have this natural born ability in me.
To sell.
To sell.
I see.
So I picked up an insurance job. So when I picked up an insurance job in October, what did I do to myself? October, December, I was top 10.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Let me hear from Akin. Do you have any life experience, if you can share that with us in less than 1 minute?
Yes, I do. So growing up, my dad was a civil servant.
Okay.
Worked in one of the ministries. But you see, and he had tried to develop myself and my siblings with that character.
I see.
Money was not too much, but he cultivated the habit of savings. He reached the pinnacle of his career gradually. Of course, we had neighbors in the neighborhood where we were staying, where people were very, very well off. But he instilled with us that character, that, hey, it's not about how much you have, it's how much you can save. So he built houses in Lagos, built houses in Abuja, built houses in the village.
From savings.
From savings.
And
so,
he wasn't moved by what his neighbors and friends and all goodness were doing.
In fact, he will also tell us that, look, okay, even if I have all the money,
yes,
during my obituary, how many times do you see people mention people's bank accounts?
Wow.
Whether foreign or local. They will say legacy. They will say the things the person has done, the impact.
Thank you.
So that lived with myself and my siblings.
What a fantastic experience. My friends, you've done a fantastic job in helping us to understand this definition of success and the difference between how people tend to look at success and how we should look at success. You've told us that really success is how you define it. Success is how you define it. So people should not be struggling. You should not feel uncomfortable when somebody else beside you seems to be succeeding, because really, if you look at some of those people, if you x-ray their lives, some people you think are succeeding, you really x-ray their lives, you go and hear their stories, you'll be shocked that it's either the success is not real or there's something else they did that you would never do.
That's correct.
And in this era of social media, almost all the things on social media, honestly, put so much pressure on people, but they are not real. And in this era of artificial intelligence, you can see that there are certain images you see, they are not real.
Absolutely.
Someone can take your voice and put on Akin's voice and make Akin to have the big chest as if he's a as if he's a bodybuilder. Meanwhile, he's a very slim gentleman and very fit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining
pleasure.
us. Thank you.
My
And now we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk some more about success.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you bore people when speaking? Are you stuck with reading word for word? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence,
the home of public speaking. Attend our practical coaching in public speaking. Call 0802-303-2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Yeah, I am Chizimako Akabusi John. I want to say a big shout out to AchieveMEN channel for your good work, your innovations, and your encouragement. A big shout out. Goza! Goza! Goza!
My name is Adejo Oshaba, the chairman of Zichis Agro-Allied Industries PLC. A big shout out to AchieveMEN channel, to you and all the effort you're putting in. And may all, whatever you're doing, crown with success going forward. Thank you.
Welcome back to AchieveMEN. And we do have the men of achievement here who have told us a lot about success and the definition of success. Now, we want to talk about purpose, gentlemen. You did mention while we were discussing, we talked about purpose. I think you mentioned something about calling, and I did hear purpose from one of you, and then you talked about ambition. So, question is, how can a man tell when his life and work are in full or true alignment with their purpose? So maybe you want to first of all tell us, Akin, what do you believe purpose is? When you mentioned calling, what do you believe calling is? And how can a man tell if their life and work are in alignment with that calling or purpose?
Okay. So it's difficult to explain. But you see, for myself and for the viewers, if I want to simplify it, and this is the way I'll explain it to my younger self or to a kid.
Yes.
I'll say, if you're happy, if what you are doing makes you happy, makes your family happy, and it pleases your God, honestly, I think it is fine. And I say that because, so I see teachers. To me, I think teachers should be the highest paid.
I agree with you, honestly. I've always thought about that. Yes.
Firefighters, the amazing policemen,
yes.
the armed forces that take care of the nation.
Yes.
But you see, it is not so. But what you don't want is looking over your shoulder and say, if I am a businessman, Dangote or $10, maybe your calling, your purpose will be different. True. Are you happy? Are you pleased? Does it please your God? Is family happy? Everybody's race will be different.
Because there used to be a program on TV, The Rich Also Cry. You remember that? The Rich Also Cry. So people who are wealthy sometimes are not happy when you talk about happiness. There are people who have everything they want, everything they need, but they're not happy. And that's why you find some celebrities committing suicide and we're shocked. We're like, oh, but this person seems to be the happiest person on earth. So there needs to be that alignment, like you said. What do you think, Chris?
One of the major causes of depression is when there is no alignment of your purpose and your work-life balance. Now, let me just bring it this way. My purpose in life is to make sure I build successful people.
Okay.
And along the line, I am compromising my principle because I want money. Is there any alignment there?
Well, but you have to pay the bills.
No. Is there any alignment? That is, my purpose in life is to build people.
Yes.
In terms of integrity, credibility, accuracy. And along the line, I find myself in a society environment whereby those principles, those core values, I'm compromising in the course of work. and I'm lying to people out there, this is how it should be, and that's not how it should be. Am I aligning?
I see.
No,
I see where you're going with that. Yes.
So when you look at that aspect, you realize that a lot of us, especially in this part of the world, we are only living life for existence.
Survival.
Yeah, not for impactful. Because one of the key things I always tell any born leader is to learn to mentor, monitor, motivate, and multiply.
Please, can you say that again? There are how many M's there? I think I see like 4 M's there.
4 M's.
You said what?
You need to
Mentor, yes.
because you have a mission.
Yes.
You need to mentor. You need to motivate.
Motivate,
You
yes.
need to monitor your
monitor.
And there is what we call succession plan, which is you must multiply yourself.
And then multiply yourself in others.
Yeah.
That's leaving a legacy.
Thank you. So if you cannot get that right, life is meaningless. No matter what the fat bank account you have or the asset you have acquired.
Well, absolutely true. I mean, I recently went for a funeral, and as the burial was going on, I was reflecting. I mean, this is someone who at some point was extremely rich, could afford everything they wanted, but was going into a very small compartment in the earth, and there was nothing else going with that person. All the big cars, all the money, all the houses, all the, everything, and this person just goes alone. And so I asked myself, so what is the point fighting for all of those things? Because my next question is, which one do you think brings more fulfillment? Is it achieving our purpose or achieving our ambition? Becoming wealthy if we wanted to be wealthy, achieving the things we want to achieve. Or being in alignment with our core purpose. Okay, what would you say? Which one do you think brings more fulfillment?
So I think the two go hand in hand.
Okay.
I think the two go hand in hand. And I'll give you a few classic examples. Number one, permit me to also drop some names. If you look at somebody like chairman of UBA Group,
Yes.
Tony
Lumelu. Yes.
He acquired wealth,
Yes.
highly successful. Then the banking policy came out that, hey, if you've done more than 10 years as a bank CEO, you must leave.
Have to leave, yes.
In fact, I think
that
was
he was probably
amazing.
the first to
Yes.
Yeah.
Put succession planning in place, like you rightly said, and he has built a lot of leaders that have run the bank successfully.
True, absolutely.
In leaving, in fact, he has even grown his legacy far and beyond with his entrepreneurship concept that he's doing across Africa.
And the interesting thing is that I worked at UBA at some point.
Wow.
Before he came, anyway. Before he came.
Yes. You can imagine.
I worked at UBA before.
Interesting.
Before they took over UBA. And the interesting thing about UBA is my dad worked at UBA.
No way.
My mom worked at UBA. I worked at UBA. And I met my wife at UBA.
Wow.
So that legacy continues. Wow. That legacy. So go ahead. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you see that he had made the wealth. Wealth is good.
Absolutely.
Wealth is good. And he has impacted the legacy part.
Yes.
And he still has youth on his side. So
Absolutely.
I'm still wondering what he's still going to do with the
more. Yes.
That's one. So if you look at somebody like Nelson Mandela, he was never known to have deep pockets or amassed wealth.
True.
But you see, he has his purpose. He has redefined, when you say forgiveness, and it is legendary. You mentioned that name, it is household. People like Dr. Adadevo,
yes,
that sacrificed her own self.
True.
So you see it now cascade around Mother Teresa.
Yes.
These are not people that have made wealth,
Yeah,
but their
but they
name
made
still
impact.
lingers on and on.
True.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
We just have to strike that
Yes.
balance together. It's a delicate skill.
I think I agree with you. Chris, what would you say? Which is more important? Which one do you think brings more fulfillment? Is it someone who achieves what they want, or someone who at the end of the day is able to make impact and there's alignment with their purpose? Akin has given the examples of people like Nelson Mandela, who I love so much. He talked about forgiveness with Nelson Mandela. I remember one time I was teaching a workshop, and I did use the Nelson Mandela example, and somebody, it was in South Africa, and somebody said, no, I don't consider him a good leader because he could not forgive. And I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? He could not forgive. And she said, he could not forgive his wife. Winnie Mandela, right? So, but then, if you really go into Nelson Mandela's head, you probably understand why he chose, because you can make a decision, right? You can make a decision, and your decision can be based on certain principles. Maybe it doesn't mean that he didn't forgive. He could have forgiven in his heart, but made a decision that I'm not going to go ahead with this. So, what do you think brings that fulfillment?
No, one is external validation, the other one is internal validation.
Okay.
Society is also a major factor that can influence this. If there is adequate social welfare security on ground,
okay,
I think internal validation supersedes external validation. Now, I ask myself a question: why are people amassing so much wealth, and you end up not going with the wealth? And you end up failing yourself internally. Because people realize when they are expired. And how do you see yourself expiring? I will tell you, it's a very simple thing. You are a rich man, but you have a scattered home. And the first level devil wants to penetrate a nation is to scatter a family.
Family, yes.
Now, devil has won, but you have wealth. Now, you're not going to expiration age. Nowhere to go to.
That's you mean the old
age?
Okay. When
I see your wealth here and there,
yes,
scattered.
Yeah.
People are waiting for you to die to eat the money, and your children are nowhere to be found. Now I ask a salient question:
wow,
which one is superior?
Superior. I understand that.
I rest my comment there.
All right, thank you so much, Chris and Akin. Thank you so much for being here. But I want to ask you, what are your final words for our viewers out there? I know this is AchieveMEN, but I also know that there are a lot of ladies who are watching us and enjoying what we're discussing, and maybe they will share with the men in their lives. If you wanted to drop a final word, even if it's one word, 2 words, 3 words, a phrase, a sentence, what would be your final word? Let's start with you, Akin.
So for me, it's almost like a prayer. That we should all strive for contentment.
Contentment.
Yes, and a little bit of consistency. Whatever you are doing, keep at it. This journey for success is not. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
And
so
not a destination.
Not a destination. Right. Keep at it. A lot of the successful people you see there, they've been at it. If you look through their journeys, so that you don't hop from one place to the other, and stay consistent and be contented. Yeah.
So contentment and consistency. Yeah. That's what we need, Chris.
To be purposeful in life, you must be intentionally disciplined. Okay. Allow your principle overrule your preferences. That's just what I would say to anybody. And you to do that, especially for the younger ones, the single ones, please, it's a message. You be intentional about your spouse. Because 75% of your purpose will be determined by the spouse you choose.
Oh, that is serious. 75%
of your purpose in life will be determined by the spouse you choose.
I need to go and chew more on that. I need to chew more on that.
Because a lot of people failed at that level.
Yeah.
They put external validation above internal satisfaction.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chris. You are saying intentional discipline is what we need, and then of course contentment and consistency. Thank you so much for being with us, gentlemen. Thank you. What a powerful conversation we've had today. Ladies and gentlemen, redefining success not as what we possess, but who we become in the process. A huge thank you to my guests, Ocbatola and Chris Ogbaisi, for sharing such deep insights and experiences. If today's discussion has inspired you, remember this: true success isn't about climbing higher, but becoming deeper, more aligned, more fulfilled, and more impactful. Join us next time on AchieveMEN as we continue to explore the journeys, the struggles, and the triumphs that shape extraordinary men. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow at AchieveMEN's channel on Instagram, Facebook, X, as you know, Twitter, and YouTube for more inspiring content and updates. Don't miss it. Use the hashtag #WeSeePossibilities and share your thoughts with us. We'd like to hear from you. My name is Victor Diali. Please call me Victorious Victor, reminding you, don't just chase success, live with purpose. Until next time, stay driven, stay grounded, and keep achieving.